everybody, it's Ringworm again. We're going to do another video installment. This time we're doing Batgirl. If you guys don't know who Batgirl is, you live in a cave. Not really. But anyway, guys, Batgirl, we're going to do Barbara Gordon's Batgirl today. I'm really excited to talk about this particular figure. This is the fourth video we've done on the DC Comics Covergirls. This is from DC Collectibles. It is a limited edition figure, and I'll show you a little bit more about that. So I have two more figures to show you in this particular line, and I hope you enjoy the content. So the last videos we focused on Supergirl, Power Girl, and Wonder Woman. These are all Gotham sirens, if you want to call them, or birds of prey, or whatever you want to call it. I've got three of them, and these are my favorite female characters basically from the Batman universe. I have really not a lot of interest in collecting the bad guys or the villains, but there are villains out there that you can collect in this particular line. Interesting fact about this particular figure is her box is bigger than everyone else's by far, and she's not the only one in this line that has a big box, but she has the biggest box out of all the figures. And I don't know if that's because her cape and her arms are in a little bit bigger pose. Really quick, guys, I didn't think about talking about this in the last videos, but I'll mention it in this one. They come packed in styrofoam, so they're not, they're not going to break very easily. But I did talk about these are porcelain figures that are cold cast, and I talked about dropping one of my figures and breaking it. That's this figure. I broke some of the scallops on her gauntlets, and it pissed me off so bad. I was basically trying to adjust a shelf. I really wasn't doing anything spectacular. She didn't fall to the floor, but she did fall over, and I ended up breaking it. And I did find some of the pieces, and I glued them back on, but that really made me mad. And that's something you guys need to be aware of, is these are fragile. These are not like my Hot Toys. My Hot Toys are much more sturdy. They're much different quality, and they're made out of plastic or PVC, so they're not as prone to break as easily as these porcelain figures are. I mean, guys, these are statues. So anyway, guys, we talked in the last videos why I collect some of these figures. Again, these are great. Go back to my collection 2018 video. You'll see where I store some of these figures. Anyway, she goes on a shelf with Batman, of course, with Nightwing and with Robin, and she just fits that whole shelf so well. She's a little bit taller than those figures are, but that's okay because it's a statue shelf. It's not an action figure shelf, guys. And in my action figures, scale is so important to me. Like, part of the reason why I collect the 1/6 scale figures is because they're all the same approximate height. Or the reason why I collect the Masterpiece Transformers is because when I was a kid, the scale was just never right. And even as a kid, I mean, you're talking about between 4 and 7 years old when I collected Transformers, the scale just bothered me so much even then. And all of my action figures are in the same scale line. And the statues, I don't care as much about the scale because they're statues, and I understand that they're not all going to be the same height. But this particular figure is great because she's 10 inches, lots of detail. You can see her cape is yellow on the inside, black on the outside. Her boots are yellow. From a practicality standpoint, I don't know how good that would be for being in concealment in the Batman universe, but hey, it works for me. Now, if you guys don't know anything about Batgirl, she is essentially Commissioner Gordon's daughter. There are different versions of her. I might put some of those videos up there. And she's also Oracle. If you guys know anything about comic books, Oracle is Barbara Gordon too. And Barbara Gordon in the comic books is paralyzed after being shot by Joker in The Killing Joke. And I have that figure, and I may bring it out eventually. And also, guys, if you don't want to read comic books, there is a Killing Joke video out there. You can go watch it and whatever and understand that. But she's also Oracle. And Barbara Gordon is, I love her character for multiple reasons. Besides the fact that she plays such an awesome Batgirl. I mean, she does such a great job as Batgirl in the comic books. She also is incredibly intelligent. So definitely, in every sense of the word, an equal to Batman. She's like a computer whiz. She's an absolute genius. She's obviously a martial artist. And you might say to yourself, well, Dustin, how did she get paralyzed from Joker? Batman would never let that happen. Well, in the comic book, Joker decides that he's going to punish Commissioner Gordon, and he goes to Barbara Gordon's apartment, not knowing that she's Batgirl. He shoots her, takes very, very inappropriate pictures of her, sends them to Commissioner Gordon, and that really devastates him. Well, it wouldn't be any different than the Joker showing up at Batman's residence, which is Wayne Manor, and doing the same thing to him. He has no idea that Batman is Bruce Wayne, and he has no idea that Barbara Gordon is Batgirl. So it just ends up happening that way. Anyway, guys, again, we'll just go over the basics of the figure. She's got a great purple base that's specific to her with the little Batwoman logo on it. She's got just an absolutely fantastic figure. I love her red hair coming out the back of it. My favorite take on Batgirl is standing right in front of you. I like her character better than anyone else. So we'll just do a quick 360 view so you can see her. She's a little bit dusty. I haven't dusted her off, but I actually left it on purposely because I had dusted the other figures. This is what I like best about dusting these figures. I mean, there's just no effort to it. I mean, yeah, they collect dust, but there's no effort to it. So anyway, just love the hair flowing in the wind. I love the different angles on the costume and how it shows kind of armor and that type stuff. Just an absolutely fantastic figure. But again, like the other figures, guys, nothing spectacular. I mean, she's a statue. So going back to what I said in the other videos, and I don't want to sound too generic, you can display her anywhere. You can display, if you just want her in your collection, you can display her in any location. She's really great. Again, more of a display piece, obviously more of a display piece, and you could put this around your house anywhere because it's not like the other action figures and whatnot. I don't worry about my kids touching these quite as much, but you may be different. My kids are pretty well behaved, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Anyway, also, guys, another topic on this. This is a great thing. I have 5 daughters, and yes, I do feel like I'm being punished for that, for my youthful childhood. But having figures like this gives you an opportunity to talk to them and be part of their world in different ways. So it's a great thing all around. Anyway, Barbara Gordon's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to show you guys a couple different figures. So before we get too much into that, I'm actually going to move her out of the camera because this box is so huge. I'll just show you the box really quick so you can see. A lot bigger. And as in comparison to Wonder Woman's box as an example, you can see that this is how tall it is. You can see the edges up top here, that it's clearly taller and wider than Wonder Woman's base. So obviously one of the biggest boxes so far. Again, styrofoam inside, the different angles, and then it shows the different figures that are available in that particular line. So I do love that. Again, you might not like the boxes. I don't really show that much on the boxes, but just I thought I'd show this one. And then again, it gives you, this one is out of 5,200 that they made. This is 3,210. So compared to the other ones, this one's a lot further down the line in the collection, but I don't really care. Guys, I collect for the imagery more than I collect for the collectability. So, give you an example. Going back, so my daughters for Christmas bought me the DeLorean, and I don't know what model it is, but it's basically a cheaper type model. And if you want to see it, go look at my collection 2018 video. And I collect that, and it's not uber detailed. I mean, the inside doesn't light up, whatever. But when I look at it, it looks like the DeLorean, and for me, that's enough. Or if you look at my NECA RoboCop and Ed 209, if you get really, really close to it, it's not as impressive as if you're standing off just a little bit and looking at it. And it's not the detail as much as it is. It just takes me back to my childhood, and I love it. I have, if you look at my collection, I have Commander Shepard, and I have Miranda Lawson, I have Ashley Williams, and I have all 3 of the Normandy ships. Again, It's about having the tangibility. It's just having them in my collection to be able to look at them on a regular basis. And the reason why I have Superman emblems all over is because I love his S-Shield. It's just something that I've always loved from when I was a little kid. And I'll give you another example how much I love the S-Shield and how much my wife loves me. See this ring? This is my wedding ring. My wife bought that, and I can look at that all day, every day. And it reminds me of basically my best friend, which is my wife, and my favorite superhero, which is Superman or Supergirl or whatever version I want to be thinking about at the time. But again, to me, it's more imagery. When I sit in my office and I look around it, it's, does this make me feel like a child again in a good way? And the answer is yes. And Batgirl, guys, is absolutely one of my favorite characters. Even from the Adam West Batman, I loved the young lady at the time, and she's since passed away, that played Batgirl. I've always found the character amazing. And even Batgirl from that time frame did a cameo with Wonder Woman. And guys, those are the moments in my childhood that just take me back, and I love so much. But Batgirl is one of my favorites. So guys, again, shorter video. We're going to keep these as short as possible. Again, they're just statues, and I don't have a ton to say about them. But if you want something just to look at, to have in your collection, these DC Covergirls are just absolutely amazing, and I absolutely love them. Guys, please like and comment, and like and share. Comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. Help me make this channel the best channel it can be. I hope you like the content. Again, guys, I'm not doing what everyone else is doing and just picking pieces apart. I'm telling you why I love the character so much, and I hope that does something for you and maybe helping you figure out where you can collect these items. But that's it for this video today, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.